Kaden is very laid back. He kind of like stayed to himself a lot, you know. Sometimes you never know what he's thinking, you know. He got that puzzle face. But other than that, he's a good child.
He's always wanted to play sports. Since he was 4, we started with t-ball. And he played t-ball, but he was so good at it, the next year he was supposed to play t-ball again. And the recreation director said he needs to play with the 7 and 8. And I was like, but he's 5. He's like, yeah, but if you don't let him play with the 7 and 8, you're just gonna be hurting him.
His passion is, well, it was baseball. Then it became football even more. So he started playing football when he was 5 years old.
When he got to St. Charles, he decided he didn't want to play basketball anymore. It was baseball and football. But he's always wanted to play sport. I tried to teach him how to ride a bike, and he fell down one time, and he told me, I don't want to ride a bike. I want to play sports.
He was at a baseball game, and one of his teammates told him that his eyes were yellow. So when he came home, and he mentioned it to me. So when I looked at him, I said, your eyes are yellow.
He came home that day from school, and his friend said his eyes were really yellow. And she set up the appointment with the pediatrician, and then she called me at work, and she says, we got to get an appointment with a liver specialist. They think something's going on with his liver. And I was like, that's why his eyes are yellow? And she was like, yeah. So I was like, okay.
So I made an appointment to see his pediatrician. And we went to the pediatrician that day, and she ran tests on him, and she told me she would get in touch with me when his lab work come back. So when she did call me, she said that his numbers was elevated.
The next day she calls me and says, hey, I'm leaving work. I gotta go pick him up. We gotta go to the emergency room. And she told us to pack a bag because we're not gonna be coming home. I was like, whoa.
Well, it started in April of 2022. That's when we found out. That's when everything started happening. So we stayed there, April, about 3-4 months. We stayed to Children's. And then one of my coworkers told me, she said, you know, Ochsner is the place to get a liver transplant. So I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna go get my second opinion, and I'm gonna come over here to Ochsner. When we first got there, we met Dr. Himes.
Dr. Himes told us everybody's born with cysts. Some of them bother you, some of them never bother you, but everybody's got them. And it's just where they have them at, and if they ever do anything to bother you. Well, this one bothered him. And
he told Kaden, but it was a possibility of him needing a liver.
Whenever we found out about it, it was, I was in denial. Like, his spleen was enlarged. Okay, that's why he can't play. So I was kind of like you. I was looking on Google, seeing what I could do to get his spleen down, like different foods he can eat, different things. Then when they started talking about the cyst not draining, the bile not being able to drain because of cyst, I started looking up other things. And I mean, we even did it when there was an infrared sauna. I used to take him to cryotherapy, like cryogenic chambers, kind of like ice baths. And I read that an infrared sauna helps your fluids and your bile and everything drain better. So I even took him to do that. I was like, maybe this is gonna help.
Surgery didn't start until 6 o'clock that evening. And we just waited, and we getting messages through our phone. So I wasn't like nervous because I know God had him. You know, I know he was gonna protect him and he was gonna make it through the surgery successful. So
it's like your kids, you try to do everything you can to help them, no matter what they're doing. And this is one of those situations you just kind of gotta put your hands up and let it happen. The doctors, like Dr. Seal, Forgain, Himes, you gotta put it in their hand and let them do what they do.
Dr. Seal came out and he talked to us and said everything went well. He said, but when he opened up Kaden, he said Kaden was a bloody piano. He said, if a bloody piano, you know the thing that you hit, what you call it? Piano?
I didn't know you said piano. Or...
Piano.
I got you.
He said, yeah, he said it was a bloody piano. He said if he would have got one good hit. I said, well, it was God that kept him all this time.
Gosh.
So when we went up to the room and we see him all covered with all the lines, and I was like, look at my child laying in that bed. So I ain't never cried since this happened. But I was glad that he made it through. I didn't even cry when I seen him like that. I don't know, it just hit me right now.
I knew I had to be strong in order for him to be strong, because I seen him like right when he came out of the ICU, and it's not pretty. And you know that. It's just like you see all those lines in his neck and his leg and the little drain plug. It's like, so when Blake talked to me, and it reassured me that I'm gonna have to push him in order for him to get back on his feet. And everybody at Ochsner, they helped a lot. It was like really friendly people. They knew what was going on. They made you feel better about what was going on.
The school was real good to us. The coach, he was there for Kaden. He came and he saw him every chance he got. Some of the students came. Some of them sent flowers, But the principal came. She brought food. It was real good. The support system from my family was good. And the school, I can't thank them enough for being there for Kaden, especially the class of 2023. Those boys was real good for Kaden. Someone that he can talk to. So I can't thank the school enough, the parents, the teachers, and my family.
Dr. Seal told him when he was in the hospital, when we were having the round meeting, he actually got out of bed one day and came to the meeting, and they all clapped, like they were like, wow, look at this.
He really was I guess he was really thinking about if he's gonna be playing football. So I guess he got to get himself together.
Well, he's made me a believer, because when Dr. Seal first told him that, you're gonna play sports again, I had my doubts. I was like, no way. He's gonna have a liver transplant. There's no way he's getting back on the field. They're just telling him this stuff just to keep him up, like keep his faith. And he proved me wrong.
At the jamboree, when he caught the ball, I was recording, and I was excited at the same time. But I ended up recording some of the bleachers, so But I was yelling because it's like I forgot that he had a liver transplant. You know, it's like he was just playing football again. So it's just like I didn't even think about him, what he had been through.
Going to Ponchatoula for the Jamboree, it was seeing him out there was kind of didn't really set in, and then they run out on the field for kickoff, and I'm like, he's going out there. And then the ball got kicked to him, and it was like, oh, why? Like, no. And then he started running. It was I fought back tears because it was exciting. It was like he was born again. Like,
yeah. The care team, Dr. Himes, Dr. Forgain, Dr. Bruce, all of them helped me. They said they were gonna get me back on the field, and that's what they did. So I just want to, inspire the youth, inspire the people around the world, and just go as far as I can with football. I want to be a motivational speaker, but I gotta, work my way into that. I'm not good around big crowds like that. I get nervous a little bit. So if football don't go as planned, I'll try to be a motivational speaker. Like Inky Johnson, he helps with his story. He helps people, motivates people around the world, teams, colleges, to, he uses his story to, motivate them. Like you said, Coach Wayne did. He's like a second father for me, second father. He's been there almost every step of the way. He's been in the hospital before baseball practice, early in the morning, come visit me. Coach Talley came visit me, another coach. Everybody at the school, been praying for me when I was going through, a liver transplant. And, they just kept praying for me when I was at my worst. It's like a big family at school. Everybody, is one. And, that really helped me a lot. I just want to say thank you. That's really it. I mean, they kept their promise. If there's any way I could repay them, I would. My name's Kaden Foster, and I had a liver transplant.